Facebook. Live at 5. It's your boys, Stauff&Primo.
What's up, guys?
Sober
What's up?
Shenanigans. As we flex these Superfly shades in our attempt to be anonymous today. Shh, don't tell nobody.
We're hunting rabbits. Being quiet.
Yeah, be quiet. Welcome to Sober Shenanigans. Real talk and real recovery. We are two garden variety alcoholics. I am the first, and my name is Stauff, and I am early in the program, just under 3 years. His name is Primo, and he's old in the program. How many years now, Pre?
33.
33 years. Great number. 2 3s.
So I'm going to tell you right now. There we go.
Do it to it.
I turned the volume down in there. I'm not getting feedback. I was getting a little feedback there.
Were you?
Yeah.
No, we don't want that. So
at 33 years, all you get is feedback.
Yeah.
Little reverb too.
Cobwebs in the ears and between in the old noggin. So this is our second time going live here in the Second Soul Studios, Clearwater, Florida. Beautiful out today.
That is correct.
We want to talk about the anonymity that is shared throughout many programs out there.
Yes, and I don't want to break anybody's anonymity, but we have one of the kindergarten convicts just showed up.
What? That was fast. Ryan.
He's a dog. Man.
Nice.
That dog will hunt.
Attaboy.
So, anonymity, yes, it's the spiritual foundation of all our principles, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Now, somebody had mentioned to me when we were discussing the podcast, they were discussing the concern about anonymity, and I decided that we would wear
women's glasses.
Yes, we're going to wear my wife's glasses so that we can get away with it. And we don't represent anything in particular. We are two guys on a sober journey in recovery, and we want people to come in and a lot of our stories that we've captured are those of great success, and they're true inspirations. And we're trying to just get them in here and bust their balls a little bit, and also show people that it works.
Yeah.
And that you can have a whole other life that doesn't include drinking and drugging and whatever other thing that you may have developed some sort of allergy to that you need help with. So that's the bottom line. I don't think I don't want anybody to think that we have anything figured out here.
No. Let's just not be thought of as smart or figured out, that's for sure.
Not even close.
We're just winging it, trying to stay sober one day at a time, as we like to say. No drinks today. The smaller we can make our window of responsibility, the easier it is to keep. So if we can not start future tripping and stay in the day and stay in the moment, that certainly helps with our way of staying sober and keeping our eye on the prize, which is another day of sobriety, which is another day of a great life, another day of total freedom where we can pretty much do whatever we like because we're not planning the day around our blackout. We're not worried about a cop behind us. We're not worried about who we lied to. We're not worried about texts we sent. All we're worried about is trying to be positive influences and maybe being of service to others. It's a great life, Bree.
Jeez, you put a lot of pressure on me right there. Jesus.
You don't have to.
I internalize all that shit right away.
Nice.
It's like my job. Any experience with any of these commandments or whatever you want to call them that you may
whatever
have
I just spewed
yes,
out?
whatever, yeah. Any experience that you may
Well, I had a great experience today. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a great experience today. So today I decided I was going to make amends to the one person who I hadn't made amends to yet. Okay. And I was just having one of those days where I was trying to I wanted to clean it all up. I don't know what I've been waiting on. It's a guy that I did wrong in business 15 years ago. Hadn't talked to him since. And I I was full of alcohol and drugs at the time, and my thinking was skewed, and my thinking was just garbage. And of course, I thought I was doing the right thing in defense of something, like he was in the wrong. And I called him up, and he answered the call, and I was like, hey, this is Stauff. He's like, what? Really?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, before I get into this, I know you're surprised that I called. I said, I just want to tell you, I'm really sorry for what I did. I'd like to make amends. I'm sober now, and I'm going through steps, and one of those is trying to make amends to everybody that you did wrong. So I was totally upfront and honest with him, and the great thing is what I found so far in making amends is he was with it. He didn't hold any grudge against me, which he certainly could have. He's the one who got me into a particular business that I was in, and then I turned around and basically booted him out, and somehow rationalized it in my own head that was the right move.
Right.
Which is what drugs and alcohol will do. I was not thinking clear, and I told him that. And I told him that I was sober, and he was glad. He was happy to hear it. He said, you must feel better than you felt in a long time.
Yeah. It's I think it's important that we make amends, but it's also important to follow the process to making them. But in that regard, I think, the Charlie Sheen was talking in his documentary, and he said something that was, like, for me, really profound when he talked about the shame shiver.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Where you just have that welling up of shame because of some thing that we have done to another human being that we can't forgive ourselves for, and that's what the beauty of this step is that we can allow ourselves to walk and walk down the street and look at the whole world in the eye.
Yeah.
And be free.
Yeah.
And not have that shame shiver, like, oh my God, like you're just going through your neighborhood and you're worried about it,
Yeah.
And that's the cleaning up of our old scrapes, man, and it's cool, but it has a really positive effect if you've followed the directions leading up to them. You know what I mean? Like there's a system and a process that allow you to free and own those behaviors. You know what I mean? There's the character defects and the other things that are really critical, that you recognize that while you're making the amends.
Right.
So that you understand, oh shit, that's why I did it. Now I can go clean it up and I understand. And I think some of that is that so that we don't step on our dick, you know what I mean, in the process, or we our motives are correct. You know what I mean? So we're going to have a clean set of motives that we're going to operate with. And we're really literally, and sometimes the amends is that we don't even, that we get the hell out of that person's life forever.
Yeah.
But that I'm so happy that, I can see that you've got a relief from it.
Man, I feel lighter.
Yeah.
I'm walking on air right now just from getting rid of that, right? It's this particular person, on my regular morning meeting when I drive home or after the meeting, I always would drive by his house. And I was hoping to see him walking his dog one day, and I was just going to stop and pull over and make the amends face to face, and I just never did. So I decided to call him. I still knew his number by heart 15 years ago, and it relieved me of this crazy weight that I had put on myself.
Yeah.
Really, I should have done it 2 years ago, when I made a couple of other amends that I felt so good about. I don't know what I was waiting for. Worry, anxiety, and fear, it's all up in here, Pri. And, I say that on every show, yet I am a victim of that as well. There are times when I still suffer from alcoholic thinking, and I'm so grateful that I have guys like Primo and my guy O-Double and other guys in the program that I can get a hold of and just kind of vent to and open up to, and not feel ashamed or self-conscious about it. It's just a freedom that I never had when I was on drugs and alcohol, because that is a prison, and that kept me locked up and kept me paranoid and worried. And anything that actually went well while I was under those influences, I get attributed to that. I've shared a lot before that back when I played ball in college, I actually would get hammered. I'd get lit before games, And it's a terrible thing to do and to think about now, the wasted opportunities. But what happened was I tried it once and scored 30 points and had a great game. And now then I started thinking, oh, well, it's the weed in the brew that made me so money that particular game. And man, that's crooked thinking. That is stinking thinking, as you like to say.
Yeah.
And then I took that on, and then after I got done playing ball and I would go into the music studio and I was making music, same thing. I'd be like, before we get in the booth, we got to light this blunt. I got to get my head in the right space. And that was just wrong. I wish I'd have done it sober. I'd have been way better.
Hey, Mark Davis just joined in. I want him to know that we're wearing these sunglasses and we're trying to be anonymous. Okay, we haven't reached superstardom yet. In fact, if I was a superstar, I don't know that I would pick these glasses.
No, the Marianne and Ginger models that we found on his wife's desk outside of the studio here.
We were concerned about revealing our true selves in here, so we disguised ourselves in honor of the topic, which is anonymity or whatever the hell we want to talk about.
Right. Making amends, anonymity.
Making amends, and you're traveling all the way back to the basketball days.
Yeah, those were great days. I wish I had done it sober. I probably would have been better and maybe had a longer career. But the thing about anonymity in these programs is that if you go back and you read the big book and you read the literature in these programs, it talks a lot about anonymity because there was a stigma that was placed on alcoholics or people that were admitting they were alcoholics back in the day.
Right.
The anonymity today doesn't seem to be the same. You've got so many people out there, the Dax Shepherds of the world, that are now outwardly sober.
Right.
They're not hiding anything. And that I like that. I like the fact that we do a show, we put ourselves on it, and we talk about being sober because I think it's kind of cool. I'm not ashamed of it at all. I can't imagine having to be anonymous to get sober.
Yeah, I mean, it's trendy. Right now it's trendy.
It
but
is.
At the same time, we're not representing anything here. We're representing, my anonymity is my responsibility. And it's okay for me to say I'm here, but it's not okay for me to say I saw you here.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's, if somebody's got a hang up with that.
That's true. I wasn't even thinking about that, but you're right. That's the anonymous part is you don't tell the people that you saw in the rooms because they might not want everyone to know that they have a problem, that they have an issue, that they have the allergy.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ryan had something to say here, and it was nice of him to pipe in. Now these are not prescription ginger glasses. Okay, these are messed up. Wow. Most of the time, when I made amends, I would ask, "What can I do to make things right?" Most people said, "Stay sober on the path you are on now." I would agree with that.
I would agree with that, Ryan. Great point.
And he also says, at what point did you start to embrace being in sobriety, really join the program? I remember at the beginning, I was kind of embarrassed to be in sobriety. Wow, that was so long ago, Ryan. Jeez, I mean, now it's like super cool. Like all the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah. Depending on what age, I think, because as you get older, sobriety has a more a smarter tone to it.
Right.
You realize that you can get more accomplished but when you're younger, there's that whole peer pressure thing, and there's that, you don't drink, and you're a nerd, and if you get sober younger, there's probably more of that. But I think as we get sober, we don't give a damn about peer pressure or the people that think that the people that would wish us ill because we can't stay sober aren't our friends anyway.
It can be uncomfortable. If you're in a group of people, and in my wife's friends group, there's a lot of people that drink, and I came into the group not drinking, and so I had to prove myself, my worth, as a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'll be damned if I'm going to be not going to be a good time. And I didn't do this so that I could be a stick in the mud. There's no way that I made a choice to do that. I did. And, but it's very uncomfortable to start out like,
we're not a glum lot.
No. So I was told to put up my pool stick. Okay, I had to put my pool stick away for a while. I had to make some changes. I had to, I couldn't seek out that sordid, vicarious pleasure in sordid places. You know what I mean? I had to kind of change my MO as the, whatever the hell I was.
It's been so long you forgot it's called a
Yeah.
pool cue.
Well,
Isn't it
yeah.
a pool cue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a stick or a cue. Depends on, I got both.
Nice.
Just in case. And the case one's for money and one's for show.
I like it. You've said that before.
Yeah, probably. I think it's important for people to be comfortable with what they're doing. And like you're making amends now, you're actually, there's a beauty to that. There's a beauty to how you feel and how do you get more of it. And it's like, okay, that's humility. You scored some humility today.
Yeah.
Which is a word I didn't know how to use or how to acquire it, but now it's the new drug. Like, how do I get some more humility? Because that is where I am more right-sized, and I look at the world through a clear lens. You know what I mean? And when everything's skewed, it doesn't look so good. And I need that. I need to score some humility. Now, I have to say that, I miss those tremendous moments of relief, in recovery. When you make those big amends and you're like, wow, and everything is the Midas touch. You're embarking on the Midas touch. You don't even know it yet. But this is a part of that when in recovery, when things just start popping.
Bring it on.
I know you're ready, buddy. I know you're ready. I know.
Bring it on.
And but I think it's a real important thing to recognize that's going to be happening.
Yeah.
Or to at least the ideas and the thoughts of those things coming into your life is how they become reality. Because if you put other stuff in there, guess what? That may become a reality too.
Well, we want to try to control our thoughts because our thoughts become our lives.
So look at this. We have.
What do we got?
We've got.
Who's jumping in?
We've got Rebecca.
What's up, Rebecca?
56 days. Rebecca, nice job.
Nice. Coming up on another chip.
Went through treatment for the first time at age 41. Women's recovery group. And, wow. 6 years of nice. And yeah, well, we're hiding our age. This is why we're in these sunglasses. The topic is anonymity, by the way. And, but I'm also probably hiding my crow's feet and my turkey neck. That's all right. I'm working on it. See, that's how I get. And that's the kind of humility I have to go with today. It's now that I'm old.
Right. Self-deprecation leads to humility.
So, and we got Amanda.
What's up, Amanda?
Rocking in the house. Thank you for showing up, guys. We appreciate it. This is just in general. This setting is humbling as we show up and we reveal things about ourselves and we try to disguise our real selves with these stupid glasses. But really, and I thought about this before we started doing it, whether we just go audio or video and putting ourselves in front. And after, I think, 25 shows, 12,000 followers, whatever it is.
Unbelievable.
So all those things are cool.
Yeah.
But, I'm still self-conscious about, the message and the method. Yeah, I want to have fun. You know what I mean? I want to have this. It's exciting. It's fun, and I enjoy it. But I'm also I want to be there as a true. I don't know where I'm going with that. You got to help me out here, Stauff.
What he's trying to say is he's tongue-tied because he's trying to read people on Facebook and speak at the same time. Yeah. He's multitasking like a mofo, and I appreciate it because all I have to do is single task over here, try to field questions and play Batman and Robin over here. But yeah, the anonymity and then making amends are two parts of the program. What we try to do is bring up things that might be interesting to the people that are watching or listening, because we want to let you know you're not alone. We're going through the same things. I'm 2 years and 8 months, and I was suffering some terrible alcoholic type thinking this week. And thank God I had people in the program that I could reach out to. I had friends and family that care.
Yeah.
Because I was just spinning, and I was acting as if I was still drinking. I wasn't seeing things clearly. So I needed to be able to get in touch with somebody like you, Primo, or like my boy O'Double, or my boy Tabs down in Fort Lauderdale that understand that that's just normal.
So it was cool, you know, and also we had somebody else saying they had like 38 days today too, which is really awesome.
All right, just got that red chip.
You know what I got to witness, and the beautiful thing that I get to witness, not only because we're becoming buddies and this whole thing, is I get to witness your the transformation, and and you know you're picking up the tools, doing the work, and I know this has got to be difficult. I mean, you're a very successful, prideful guy, and all those things are getting in the way of serenity. You know what I mean? It's affecting serenity. So now, I have to think about all this stuff, and how am I going to navigate the next right thing? What's the thing I'm going to do next? And how do I stop the negativity and get the positive stuff flowing? And, and you're doing you're reaching out, you're asking for help, you're identifying, this energy to other people so that you can get help. And that's admirable. That's what it takes. I mean, if you're doing this and you're kind of like being incognito and just hiding out, you're not saying anything, it's not going to work too well.
No.
There's no osmosis. Like, you can't just borrow, like the other guy that's doing all the work, and you're watching his success, you're like, maybe I'll get some overspray or I'll get some splash on me from it.
I'll get some osmosis rehab, recovery.
No, it's action, man. You have to do the work. So I'm always excited because, it doesn't feel like it's happening fast enough. It's happening.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. You'd be the first one for it to not work with. You know what I mean? In my glorious historical bookkeeping here.
Yeah. Well, I don't, as you can see, if you're watching, I don't sit still very well. And he tells me all the time that I rock back and forth. But, when I'm out of this chair and out of this room, I have to stay constantly in motion. And it's part of me having a sense of accomplishment and doing something, even when I could be doing nothing. I mean, my wife will tell you, I'm the king at wasting time doing nothing. Running around, but really accomplishing very little, when I think I'm accomplishing a lot, but all I'm doing is staying in motion. So what I try to do now is focus some of that attention on some step work or some reading, or on our show on this channel. I've read some Napoleon Hill. I've read some Bill W. I've read some things that affect me that I help every day with myself. Try to stay on the straight and narrow. Just some motivational things. I find that I don't lie to myself nearly as much since I'm sober. You can't lie to a sober you, because you're bullshitting. If I was high or drunk, I could lie to myself, or I could make something up and say, yeah, that's how it's going. That's what's happening in my life. But that's all probably a lie, because it's skewed. Now that I'm sober, those of us that are sober 38 days, 64 days, 33 years, 2 years and 8 months, we know we're only bullshitting ourselves. So why perpetrate that? Why keep doing that? It's a practice of infutility. It's worth nothing. It's a waste of time. And what we don't want to do is waste time, because we're here for a limited amount of time on this earth. You might as well make the most of it. And being sober, you don't want to be glum. You don't want to be sober and stay in and do nothing. Even though in the beginning you might want to do that because you're not sure what to do. You don't know where to go. Can you be around your same old friends? Right. Well, if you can't, they're not really your friends. I mean, they should be pulling for you. You know what?
Ryan keeps piping in here. I wonder if I should just call him.
Call him.
You know what? I wonder if he can recognize.
You ready, Ryan?
He might be. You're live.
He might be plumbing a job. And that's not an acronym for anything. That's not secret code either.
Well, let me see what we got here. See if he's up for it.
He was one of our guests early on in the history of this show. One of the kindergarten convicts.
He might take her call. He might not.
Make sure you put him on speaker.
Oh, he's in. I think. Hello?
See, this is the kind of show you could just call in live.
Hello.
And people can see it. There he is.
Can you?
You had him.
Yeah, but it's not going through the.
That's all right. It's going through this.
Is it?
Yeah. Turn him up.
All right, there you go. You on there, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Yeah.
What's up, Ryan?
What's
Not
cracking?
much. Just listening to your stories of this week that you got through, and I'm glad you made it through this week.
Yeah, he's a savage warrior.
So far, so good, Ryan.
We all have our weeks, you know.
You got a story that can relate?
I mean, at this point, I've had a lot of stuff that I've been through in sobriety, and I think it's super important, the group of guys that you get connected with and have around you that you can, rely on them for advice, navigating through certain situations. And
So Ryan's. I get to watch these guys.
Sounds like Tyler.
I know, but those are two guys. I'm surprised they're not on the same phone. Those guys are tight.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Is getting somebody in recovery that you're accountable to. But these guys, man, they showed up at the same meeting every Friday night, and Ryan's had a service commitment, and he would literally ask people. I think you were a greeter. Were you not a greeter at the meeting too?
I don't think I was ever a greeter at that meeting, but I would make an effort every, Friday night when the van for the treatment center pulls up and all the guys get out. I would make it an effort to talk to those guys and try to make them feel welcome or get them out of their shell.
He's basically going, hey, who's your sponsor? What step are you on? What are you guys doing? What are you addicted to? He was really in everyone's face a lot, and I always admired him because he got a lot of people out of their shells. And it was an intimidating meeting. When you showed up Friday night, you got 100 guys walking around. Everyone's flexing, and it's intimidating. And those guys are starting a new way of life. And Ryan was like the bro welcome wagon. He was like the smooth, hey guys, and then kind of showing people around. Don't think I wasn't watching you, Ryan.
He's got that California surfer draw.
Yeah, he was rolling with the boys out there and making sure people were getting busy. Nice work, by the way.
Well, I remember from my experience kind of how scared I was going to that meeting for the first time. So I would make an effort to talk to those guys and kind of lighten the mood, joke around with them a little bit. And, I kind of wanted to let them know that they could have fun in sobriety, that it's not like this, and kind of like what I had messaged before, when I started getting sober, I thought my life was over. Like I wasn't going to be able to have any fun anymore. So I talked to these new guys, and I'm trying to let them know, hey, your life is actually just beginning, and it's going to be way better than before.
It's a great way to put it. That's excellent advice to anybody who's new. Any of our people watching the 30 days, 60 days.
Yeah,
it's going to be better.
It just gets better and better. But you got to do the work. And
exactly.
When you walk 5 miles in, you got to walk 5 miles out. Unfortunately, and some of us get a little bit of a breather. I mean, I feel like, I think all the challenges I've been in sobriety are just as equal as the challenges I had when I was drinking. I think that life is still going to be life. You're going to have heartache and loss and all those things because that is exactly what happens. But you also you don't miss a lot. I don't have a lot of FOMO in sobriety. I'm not missing out. You know what I mean? Could I be doing more? Yes. Could I have done a whole lot less? Absolutely. So I feel like I'm in the sweet spot,
Well, being sober is definitely the sweet spot.
Yeah, Ryan's a young entrepreneur, man. He's going to be crushing it. Maybe, I'm not even sure where you're at, but I know when you were in here, and since I've talked to you, you're a definite inspiration. And
Definitely.
you and Tyler's getting married, for crying out loud.
Yeah, the end of this month. What did you think? At the meeting on Friday, I got to present him his 4-year medallion.
Well, I think you got kind of cock-blocked me on there a little bit. That's what. I thought I was going to get that honor. But I said, I was like, you know what? It's so cool that you guys have known each other since you were like extreme grade school. And there you are getting to hand this man a 4-year medallion in front of 100 guys. I mean, it was packed to the rafters. That Yana Friday night, that men's meeting is packed. And it's always intimidating to share in there. I mean, if you don't raise your hand within the first 3 minutes, they already have a list that goes all the way to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. And, and I've watched that meeting evolve over time, and it's been pretty strong. And it's good for the guys to find a safe place to come in and get knocked around a little bit and get their lives together. As you can see, the results are there. The results are there. If you're wondering if it works, you can go to that meeting. You'll see some major results. There's a lot of after pictures, not a lot of befores. But there was like 11 white chips. I don't think I've ever seen that many white chips in one night. All the treatment centers, all the treatment centers
We're empty.
Well, they send the buses over there, man, and they're like, straighten these guys out. And there's a bunch of guys in there that are doing the deal and working the steps, and they're looking to sponsor guys, and there's a good culture going on there. So, so I thought, Tyler is definitely one of my favorite success stories, and I've been having a front row seat, and I'm thrilled to watch, the fact that he's getting married soon. I mean, it's great. That's the price of admission right there,
Nice. And
Yeah, it's impressive.
if I remember correctly, didn't Tyler follow Ryan into sobriety? Ryan was first, and then they've been friends so long that Tyler kind of saw the effect it was having on his buddy, and he followed him right in. Is that right, Ryan?
Yeah, well, the same with drinking and doing drugs, though.
You let him in that way
early on
too.
in life.
So I think I'm going to be trying to work my way into giving him that 5-year medallion next year. Okay.
Start now.
We may have to find another meeting to give it to him at a smaller, more subdued meeting. But I'm gonna be lobbying for that all year long, Ryan.
Definitely. Let's make it happen.
Won't you get to give Ryan a chip this year at some point?
No. So a lot of times, guys, people that were instrumental in their lives, that are part of the program and they're there at the meeting, a lot of times guys will ask people to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm always honored, and I'm also never, I don't feel left out. And I'm just glad I'm part of the show. You know what I mean?
There's so much inspiration when you get around other people that are going through the same thing you're going through, different lengths of sobriety. Again, we mentioned this before, you realize that you're not alone. There are other people going through the same thing you're going through. There's other people who've already been through it. If you're fresh and you're new, you can take solace in the fact that you can be around people that have done it, and you're going to come across people that go out and drink again and come back. They relapse. It's part of the deal, and you just pull for them.
Yeah.
I'm always pulling. When someone goes out, we had a guy this morning in our meeting that went out and came back in, and he was disheveled, and he felt like less than, and he was really down on himself. And, you're just glad that he came back, because that means he really cares about himself to the point that he knows he's in the right place. What do they say? Meeting makers make it. So if you are out there trying some R&D and seeing if it still tastes like it used to taste, and if you can still wake up feeling like shit like you used to, at least you drag your ass to a meeting so you be around some other people who will support you and be glad to see you.
Right. So I think we got a couple of questions. Ryan, I'm I'm going to cut you out here, brother. Thank you so much for
Ryan, how about a cup of coffee, dude?
Thank you, guys. I
Hey.
appreciate it.
See?
Later.
Take care.
So, apparently, all right.
You're supposed to read them out loud, not to yourself. That way we can engage.
No, thank you. Maybe can you read these?
Yeah.
I can't see shit. These glasses are horrible.
Amanda Henry said, Ryan Bartholomew, sobriety is awesome. One of the hardest things to do in life. Tyler Edwards, Ryan, I feel like once I started taking suggestions, got a sponsor, actually started working the steps in order, eventually finishing them, and now sponsoring others, is when I joined AA and true sobriety. Suit up, show up, take action, and work on being better every day. Tyler, way to go, brother. I like it.
So if you scroll down, there's some more current.
Kevin O'Connor is watching. What's up, O-Double? That's my man right there. I
All
just
right.
talked to him earlier.
So there's a link there where we can bring him on. Is there not?
I don't know.
Do you see the little blue button there?
It's a green?
Yeah, let me see it.
Oh, bring them on video.
Yeah. Send him a request, he will come in.
I just did.
All right.
Well, that he might not want to come on. I mean, he's a good looking. What up, Stauff&Primo? He says. He calls me Starf.
Starf.
Yeah, he does. I love that. Amanda, at what point did you start to embrace being in sobriety, like really join AA? I remember at the beginning, I was kind of embarrassed to be in sobriety. That's what Ryan was asking Amanda, and Amanda said, sobriety is awesome, one of the hardest things to do in life. And I agree. It is not easy, but it is rewarding, and it's worth everything you put into it. And I think Tyler just tried to call you.
Let me get the young lad in here.
If he gets him in there, you'd be amazed how these two sound exactly alike. I can't believe you can't read that. It's not that hard to read.
Well, it's not that. I was trying to get to the stuff that I hadn't already gone over.
Gotcha.
And it's okay.
Thanks, Amanda and Ryan and everybody who's piping in.
Listen, we ought never be organized is our motto around
Right.
here. And
If we were too organized, you'd think we were professional
shit.
at this. And
I blew my anonymity.
all right, Marianne, I'm Ginger. I'll bring it back. So you don't know who I am.
I knew you couldn't help yourself.
There's Tyler.
Welcome to Sober Shenanigans. All right. Lay it on us, brother. Lay it on us.
What's up, Tyler? What's the good word for today?
I'm in mid-workout right now, so that's what's popping off at the moment. Get my mind right.
Yeah? You participating in some shenanigans, are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, just so you know, to all of our people that may or may not be watching this now, but may be picking it up later when they're not getting home from work or whatever it is, Tyler's getting married this month. And a beautiful union in recovery that I forbid, and he did it anyway. When
The sponsor told him not to get in a relationship.
don't get in a
He ends up getting
relationship,
married.
and that Tyler was,
How great is that?
yeah, it's awesome. So I tell them all to get into a relationship, and I said, why even bother?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's got himself one hell of a lady, and she's also happens to be a Detroit Lions fan, which is so awesome. We've actually taken a trip together, went up to Detroit, and they're a delightful young couple embarking on a life together, and they seem very happy, and the successes that they're having is awesome. So, and here Ryan is taking care of himself. What's that?
You can't forget, though, the main suggestion I got was that I had to share the news with the significant other that I'm in a relationship with these 12 steps.
Oh,
Right now.
oh yeah.
And, if anything's gonna have a chance of working out, we need to keep sobriety and getting through the steps in the forefront of our mind as our top priority.
And as a result, he calls me this week, and he's got two guys working on they're in the 11th step right now, and he's getting ready to kick them out of the nest and tell them to go help some other people.
I like it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Tyler.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
You know, my boy Kevin O'Connor, who's watching, is also sober with his wife Leslie, and they're just a great couple as well. You know, having a sober partner is a fantastic thing. My wife has cut her drinking way down. She's maybe once a month, one glass of wine. That's about it. And I don't even, you know, when other people see the life that you can lead when you're sober and the things you can get done and how you can be a positive light in some people's lives and just how great it is and how we're not a glum lot. You know, you actually can have some money because you're not blowing it all the time. So you can do some fun things with your sober partner. So, you know, I know you're not supposed to in your first year shack up with someone in the program, but you know, because there's a lot of stories that it didn't work, but Tyler's here to tell you that it worked.
You know, Tyler looks a lot like Tom Brady, so there was a little bit of concern. You know, he had to get off the market quick. You know what I mean? His stock was high, and great. Yeah. Anyway, so it's always nice going to the football game with Tyler because you feel a little more secure, like you brought your own security with you.
Big guy, that's for sure. He looks more like Gronk to me because he's pushing about 6'7".
How much? What are you bench pressing right now, Tyler? Come on. What kind of workout are you doing?
We're focused on legs today. If you're not doing legs, you ain't doing nothing.
Spoken like a man from the center of Florida. A real river rat.
Well, go ahead.
I think that's great, man. Do your legs, and if you want to jump in the cold plunge, come on over because it. I just put the chemicals in there, and God knows I hate going in that damn thing, but it's working. It does work. It'll wake your ass up. It's good for your body. It's good for me at my age. It's great for recovery, so I can do more.
I'll have to try it out.
Yeah, I can do more exercising because of it. It is really.
Well, for anyone else on the chat line or watching though, you know, exercise goes hand in hand with sobriety for a lot of people for good reason. You know, studies show that the benefits, especially for alcoholics and the addicts, are significant.
We've had quite a few workout fiends on our show in the first 20 episodes.
Look at the big brain on Tyler. Wow.
Well, congratulations, Tyler. Enjoy your wedding. Thanks for calling in, man. It's always great to talk to you.
Tyler, you make a great. Hey, brother, you make a great point because there's the triangle, and there's three sides to a triangle. There's physical, there's spiritual, and there's mental. It's on every medallion, and you look at it, and that's Maslow's triangle of hierarchy, and the reason why those are in a triangle, and then you have them all on each side, and then a circle around it. That is so that it perpetuates. It's spinning. It's actually got its own energy. But if you don't take care of the physical side, it stops spinning correctly. It doesn't have the energy that it needs. Or if you don't take care of the spiritual or the physical, those things are part. It's supposed to be designed. The way it's designed is so that if you treat each one of those equally, you're in balance, and it's real important. And maybe I might have just made all that up, just so you know. But it doesn't matter. It makes people think I'm smart.
No, we don't.
But
it's gonna perfect it, but progress, not perfection.
But the triangle it is critical that we look at that when we strive for emotional sobriety and balance. Is that we look at that triangle as a marker, as a guide, and it's not. It's definitely a challenge because I don't want to do I might not be so good at the physical side. I had to learn how to become healthier. You're an athlete. Tyler's a natural athlete. I, on the other hand, would jump off the couch and shoot in the low 80s and think I was okay. Meanwhile, I'm pounding drive-through food and inhaling cigars and all these other things, and it catches up to you. and so I still wanted to live, I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do that made me feel good the easy way, that quick food and that quick smoking and all those other bad habits. And I'm not going to try to lecture everyone on those things, but to me, it didn't work for me. I had to stop abusing them and make those changes.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
all right, T.
Thanks for calling in, T.
I'm gonna run. Thanks for thinking of me. Don't miss Rebecca's question in the chat.
I think we covered it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I missed it if you did.
Yeah, we did. We were thinking of Rebecca. 38-day Rebecca.
All right. Well.
All right.
Thanks for thinking of me. Sorry you caught me mid pump, but all good.
All right. Do another 10 reps.
See you guys.
Bye.
I will.
We caught him mid-pump. He called us first.
Did he? I don't even know.
Yeah.
So now I have to find, So having that other iPad is going, I'm trying to get all the tech here so I look a little smoother getting it. I was looking for the password on this thing.
Do we got some new a new pipe in there?
Well, I have to go back to the page because the device that I'm using to communicate with people on
Yeah.
is actually the device that has the page.
Perfect.
So I am double dutying.
We ought not be organized.
That's right. Jack Suarez, man. What's up, Jack?
What's up, Jack?
What's going on there, brother? Jack is, God, I've known Jack, great guy. And a mediocre fantasy football player at best. Mediocre. And I don't think that was his calling in life. He was giving me a lot of crap during the draft this year because for drafting, I used AI to do my fantasy football draft. Well, AI was using the previous year's information to help me draft, and I drafted a player who blew out his MCL.
Yeah.
And he was totally not even going to play the whole year. So the whole entire draft room was giving me a hard time because I didn't. Now I'm 2-0 and I'm in the top. I've scored the most points the first 2 weeks.
So the AI hack worked.
Well, it did, but
A sober guy using AI seems almost like cheating no matter what you're doing. You got your wits about you and you got computers helping you out with this stuff.
It's all right. I don't have any. I don't never win like the championship. It seems like.
Right.
But I'm in there.
Yeah.
I'm competitive. I'm a little scrapper.
Nice.
So.
Well, we're sitting at we're 48 minutes in.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yep.
And the attendance or whatever, I don't care. I know that people are going to be watching this. Plus, we can take the recording and we're going to be able to upload this to podcast land. So it's not just going to be on Facebook Live. It's going to be on YouTube. So I've been able to figure out to get the digital aspect of this on YouTube.
Yeah.
So for those people that like our YouTube platform, which is growing, by the way, and also some other good news. It looks like we have somebody that wants to sponsor the show with their coffee label. I got some samples in today. The people reach out, and so I'm going to try this coffee. And you know me, I'm a little particular about ingredients as a former chef. I'm going to give it a run. It smells amazing, and it's called the Fourth Dimension, and it's from Sober.
Sobrew.
Yeah.
What a great name.
Yeah, and
Thanks for being our first sponsor, by the way.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I had a conversation with them, and I love their grit and their entrepreneurship and their drive.
Yeah.
And it turns out that we have a little bit in common. That we're both food reps.
Yeah.
So I find him to be we're cut from the same cloth, which is cool. Man, my phone is driving me crazy. So, but yeah, we're cut from the same cloth, and I admire that entrepreneurship, and I love supporting small business.
Yeah.
And I think it's so critical that, nothing wrong with big business, but, there's nothing, when the small business out in America, to get back to the small town values and some of the things, watching young people kind of start their own business is going to be so important to the fabric of our society, and and watching people be successful is also an inspiration if it's in business or anything,
Yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. Well, let's see. We're 50, so this is where I say the things towards the end of the show.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, wrap it up. Man.
Right. So if you're having a tough time quitting, whatever it is that you know you need to quit, you're not alone. There's apps and numbers and groups in your town, or you can call us if you want. 727-294-4933. Hit us up on Facebook. Watch our live show. Call in. Taking that first step into a room or a chat or a group with people trying to get better just like you will be the best day of your life. Primo, what's your final point on today's show?
You know, man, for me, it's pretty clear. Put yourself out there. You know, suit up and show up. Go through the motions. Fake it till you make it. And don't give up. But no matter what,
no drinks today.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks for listening to Sober Shenanigans, real talk and real recovery. Worry, anxiety, and fear is all up in here. Give yourself a break. You're enough and you're doing great. I'm Stauff. He's Primo. Peace.